The long-awaited AKAI Force firmware version 3.0.5 is out, and it now includes the MPC Lazy Chop. Let's get into it. What's up? My name is Matthew Stratton. I like to do videos about audio gear and how to set it up, how to use it. If you're new to the channel here, consider subscribing for that reason. And let's go ahead and get into this video. So AKAI Professional have just released the firmware version 3.0.5 for the AKAI Force. I just installed it today and I'm kind of exploring it. It now has lazy chops. So this is one of the biggest issues that some of the people were having with the AKAI Force coming over from the MPC is it didn't have the lazy chop and the sample edit functions were kind of different. So I just want to go right into the video here and show you this. So if you look at my AKAI Force, I do have a drum backing track, but I did load up a sample as well. So if you go over to menu and then go to sample edit, here's the sample editor. So there are a lot of new things in this firmware. I'm not going to cover everything because I'm still exploring them. I do want to explain this one thing because this is huge. People were complaining about this. AKAI listened and we now got it. So if you look at the top, there are like 9 little boxes there. If you press that, we now have this mode. So this is a brand new mode and we have different options here. Now, so if you look right there, we got our functionality. Now we can now play the pads and the pads are going to trigger the sample. So if you look at this green one, it's going to play the whole sample. Okay. So each one of these pads do a certain thing on how they play the sample. And I will leave a screenshot here. This way you could go ahead and pause the video and see what all the pads actually do. All right, so now that you know what the pads do, we now have that functionality. That's actually really, really huge. But let's go ahead and go from trim mode to chop mode. So now we have manual chop, we got threshold, we got regions, and we got BPM. Okay, nothing new in that regard, but we still have this box at the top. So if you look, if you take that off, you're not going to have those options. If you go ahead and turn that on again, we got sample edit pad mode. This brand new sample edit pad mode is really, really huge. So let me kind of show you what this means now. So these first 16 pads are going to correlate with the sample edit pad mode. And we now have the manual lazy chop. Let me show you what I mean by that. If you hit this first one here, we can start chopping the sample. I'm now adding slices exactly where I want them. All right, so I went in there and I just did a lazy chop on them. And we can actually preview these slices before we actually assign them to a program now, which is brand new in this version. So if you listen, so we can preview them. Now, if there are a couple slices that are off and you want to redo them, you can, you could just hit undo and you can undo them, or you can actually go in there and manually edit them. So if I want to edit the start point on slice 3 here, I would just tap the pad and then I can actually correlate my knobs with what's going on in the screen. So if I hold down knobs, press screen, it's going to correlate with what's going on. And now we have our start. We could change our start point here, here, and our end point here and here. Then you have other different modes, like you could change your cue, and then you could change your select slice, and then your scroll and your zoom. So I could select the different slices with this, okay? Or I could just hit the pad. Very functional. So the good thing about this is you could skip pads. So if I want to edit 3, you can go in there and set the start point differently. All right, so I'm actually setting the start point differently. And if I wanted to zoom in on that, I could actually zoom in on that as well. All right. And then change the start point. So if I wanted to change pad 4, I could hit that. Say if I wasn't happy with that start point, I can actually change the start point again. All right. So this one goes a little slower. This one goes a little faster. You can see. So all right. So we have that option. So a cool thing about this as well is if I hit play here, I can hear whatever I have programmed in the background and play the pads to that before I even assign this to a new drum program. All right, so let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna hit play on here and start hitting the pads. All right, so if I was happy with that, I can go ahead and assign this now. So if I hit shift, I can convert this, and then I'm going to be able to convert it to a new drum track using slices. So that's a good thing to do. And then you can select your non-destructive slices or do pad parameters, whichever you wish there. All right, so once you select what you want, press do it. It's going to convert that over. So now whenever we go to our main matrix mode, we can see what we got going on. So we got our drums right there. Then we got here our sample that has been chopped up with the lazy chop. So if we want to, we can go ahead and record right in there. All right, so now I'm in the matrix mode. We got our drum kit here, a simple loop there, and then right here on this fourth track is the sample track. That's indicated here because we're in notes mode. I'm going to press notes and launch together. That's going to enable me to play my chops down here and then launch my clips up here. And then I'm going to hit record right there. Now when I push the clip I want to record onto, I'm going to be able to record directly onto that clip and play all from the same pad layout. So I'm going to record right here on this clip, and then I'm going to start playing the pads to the drum beat. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, when I'm done recording, I'm going to take the arm off of that. Now we got our chops into the beat. Very smooth, very simple to do. So there you go, lazy chop on the AKAI Force 3.0.5. I'm going to explore some things in here. I might do a couple more videos. If you have any video ideas, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see what I can do. I'm going to explore it over the next couple weeks or what have you. See what's new. All right, so if you want those videos, remember to subscribe to the channel, and then I'll put those in a playlist. So go ahead, click or tap the screen over here to take you to that playlist, and then check out those videos. All right, my name is Matthew. Continue to create music. We'll talk soon. Later, y'all.